Hi, everyone. Welcome to the continuing weekend of Hurt. Well, as you know, yesterday I listened to Nine Inch Nails, my second experience with Nine Inch Nails, and I have to say it was far better than my first. Now, today, since this weekend is focused on a song, not a band, this song Hurt, originally by Nine Inch Nails, today I discover that I'm going to be listening to a cover by none other than Johnny Cash. Well, I didn't know that Johnny Cash covered this. I might have guessed otherwise, because Johnny Cash, I know the name. I am from Nashville, and Johnny Cash is an icon here. Well, I can't say I know his music very well, although I'm sure that I've been exposed to more of his music in my life around the city than most modern music, since he's such an icon. And so I learned that in 2002, he covered Hurt. Not only did he cover Hurt, but the related music video is considered one of the greatest of all time. And the vocalist from Nine Inch Nails, Reznor, praised Cash's interpretation of the song for its sincerity and meaning, even saying that the song isn't mine anymore. Well, that has piqued my interest because, as you know, yesterday I said, I don't know if anyone's going to better this performance. So let's hear it.
I hurt myself today to see if I still feel. I focus on the pain, the only thing that's real. The needle tears a hole, the old familiar sting. Try to kill it all away, but I remember everything.
So, first of all, I really like the way that this is taking it from a younger person's song to an older person's song. And I feel like the not just the video where we see Cash as an old man, not just the images of like this vintage train here, but also the delivery of it, the musical performance of it. You can hear the age in his voice. It is not a young man's voice. It is an old man's voice. And the simple guitar accompaniment, and then those piano chords, bong. And then you wait, and bong. So well timed, so coordinated. It adds this sort of, I don't know, maybe feeling of marching of time, the march of time that my life has gone on and on, and it continues, time continues to march, and it will march long after I'm gone. And this topic of hurt, which feels so personal to me now, and is so much a part of my life experience, my long life experience, because I'm an old man, and I've seen and felt a lot, including hurt. There is also this sense that it is, there's a timelessness, because this marching of time, which I feel the piano is symbolizing, representing here, is going to continue even after this voice has gone to the grave. And that's the feeling I get as this opens. It's way different than Nine Inch Nails. It is so different. But it is, there's a sort of profoundness and dignity to it.
Everything. What have I become? My sweetest friend. Everyone I know goes away in
Even this. Oh wow. So this becomes, I don't know, I guess I feel like this becomes so much more personal. Although Nine Inch Nails was very personal in its own way. But now, the way when he sings, "What have I become?" This is a reflection on what have I become after my whole life has already passed. And I am at the sunset of my life. What have I become? I'm reflecting on this. What have I become? My sweetest friend. Yesterday, when I heard this line, "my sweetest friend," I guess my interpretation of it was that it was, in a way, speaking to my better self. What have I become, my sweetest friend? And yesterday it felt like it was kind of the former me, before all this hurt, when I was still sweet, still innocent, and not so twisted and warped by the experience of pain that I've gone through. Now here it's different. And what have I become, my sweetest friend? And it's represented, it's even shown in the video here. When he sings "My Sweetest Friend," we see a portrait hanging on the wall, and we instantly come to understand that he is reflecting on, you could say, his better half, his wife, who is gone now. And then the line, "Everyone I know goes away in the end." Everyone I know goes away in the end. Again, coming from somebody who's facing the end very soon. They're in the sunset years of their life already. It really changes the piece and the way I feel the piece, the way I experience the piece, compared to the version I heard yesterday.
in
In the end.
and you could have it all. My empire of dirt, I will let you down.
His persistence is
I
heroic.
will make you hurt.
You stay the hell away from me, you hear?
I wear this crown of thorns upon my liar's chair, full of broken thoughts I cannot repair. Beneath the stains of time, the feelings disappear. You are someone else. I am still right here. What have I become? My sweetest friend. Everyone I know goes away in the end, and you could have it all. My empire of dirt, I will let you.
So this is okay. There's a lot to say. Let's talk about the video first. Normally I go to the music first, but right now I feel like I want to talk about what I'm seeing in the video. and I begin to understand why it's considered one of the greatest of all time. Yes, it has set us up with this reflecting on life, but now it's digging into really how did we end up here and what is this hurt that the topic is all about. It's not just a reflection on, okay, I had some rough times in life, whatever, I made some mistakes. This is much more well, there's an unspoken, even not shown, at least not yet, message of betrayal, of a of, of a Judas, because we have all this imagery which is referencing biblical events. There's this feast which he's sitting at, and this is him, my empire of dirt, the excess and the abundance. It's almost as if I'm seeing this as in a way it's kind of a mockery of the Last Supper in a way. Maybe I would say it's more like Pilate's palace, Pilate's feast. And this is his empire, my empire. And he has all of this abundance here. And then we flash to, again, this black and white flood washing away everything. And then it comes back to this same table. And as he's singing, you can have it all. And he's pouring the wine out of this ornate goblet all over the table, and then flashes again to black and white. This is such a, and then here's where it really comes out. We have awards and trophies and prizes next to a framed portrait of the Christ. And it's this contrast is this mix of all these religious symbols and references, and it's bringing this into my life, the hurt in my life. The lyrics: I wear this crown of thorns upon my liar's chair, full of broken thoughts I cannot repair. It's a recognition, a sort of it becomes a confession of I am the Judas. I am the traitor. I am the one who lied to get myself here. And in so doing, I betrayed all the good. You, and this represented by his wife, my sweetest friend. The most treasured possession I ever had. I paid it off. I pawned it. I bartered it away to achieve this, my empire of dirt. You know, it's wonderful the way the visuals enhance and interpret the lyrics. And all of this coming to the music now. The music is continuing so persistently, and this is one of those incredible, well-paced, long crescendos that keeps going and going and going, and it never lets you go. You're carried with it, you're held onto it, and it's kind of like this review of life. You know, I can't escape it. I've done this. This is where my life has taken me, and I'm going back through my life, and every moment I cannot escape. I cannot escape who I am and what I have become and how I got here. That's what the music is doing in all of this.
Everyone I know goes away in the end.
Listen to that
And
piano.
you could have it
You
all.
can have it all. I don't care.
My empire of dirt.
is how I
I
disdain it
will
at this point.
let you down.
I will let you down.
I will make you hurt. If I could start again, a million miles away,
This becomes the hammer
I
pounding in the
would
nails.
keep myself. I would find a way.
You know what comes to my mind at the end there when he sang that last line? If I could start again a million miles away, I would keep myself. I would find a way. And somehow, as he sang that last line, I would keep myself. I would find a way. I don't know if it was the imagery or just the way the music just carried me along and built to this grand climax, and then the final punch was delivered so well in these last lines. I don't know what about it made this come to my mind, but I remembered one of the last scenes in Schindler's List, where Schindler is looking at this pin that he had on his coat lapel, and thinking about how if he had sold it, he'd have had more money to spend to save more people. In other words, the incredible torment. In a way, it's a hell on earth. This regret, that is the hurt. That somehow the choices I've made, I've compromised myself, I've destroyed myself, I've been greedy, I have betrayed, yes, betrayed others, betrayed the people I love the most. But the same thing happened here. At the end, it comes around to I betrayed my own self. I betrayed myself. I am not who I should be. I am not who I was. I am not myself. At least, myself now is not what it could have been. I've lost that. And if I could start again a million miles away, I would keep myself. I would find a way. I might not have this empire. I might not have this vast success, but I would have myself. And so somehow the idea of the torment that Schindler was feeling when he was looking at this pin, and this same kind of torment here of, oh, if only I'd done it differently. This is an incredible performance, and this movie does an incredible job of adding its own musical line to the music, silently, but there. And it interprets and it explains and it takes us through this. And at the end, it gives the final punch that this is what we do, not only to our loved ones, but to ourselves. When we surrender to greed, when we compromise our integrity, when we give up and betray the things that are most valuable, ourself and those we love. And this is the greatest hurt. This is the greatest torment. This is hell. And what an incredibly eloquent performance that was. Really, I feel like I have to breathe a minute. I guess I have to agree with Reznor when he said he praised Cash's interpretation of the song for its sincerity and meaning, and that the song isn't mine anymore. I can certainly say when Johnny Cash handles this, he owns it. And it becomes, in a way, it becomes his own story, his own testament. And what an incredible thing to be able to take. And you listen to the music. It's not elaborate. It's not all sorts of gymnastics done to it. It is so simply, cleanly, carefully crafted, shaped. It's still completely recognizable as the same melody, the same. It's basically, in that regard, technically the same, and yet it's the performance and it's the delivery. What an incredible masterclass on the power of interpretation. And I just have to say that this is one of the reasons we classical musicians can get so fanatically passionate about the same piece, which has been performed so many hundreds and thousands of times through the past centuries, and still sit down and debate a performance and decide. So this is an incredible example of something where it's the same piece, and yet it is not the same piece. It has a different message. It communicates something different. Still the same in its own way. It still comes back to the betrayal of oneself. But what a journey, and what a story, and what an incredible experience it is to live through hearing this. And really, really a great experience. So this has been a really, really rewarding and enjoyable weekend for me, focusing on this song, Hurt. It's a song that I will always remember, and I'm sure I will be listening to along the way. It's so impressive. Both of them, really, both of them, both Nine Inch Nails and Johnny Cash, handled it with dignity and respect and eloquence. I can't fault either performance. And yeah, maybe I'll return to more Nine Inch Nails and more Johnny Cash in the future, simply because I have great admiration for how they've handled this particular piece of music. I'll see you soon.